千里之行，始于足下. A journey of 1,000 miles begins beneath the feet. We now gather in the Tao to travel the journey together.
Once upon a time, in ancient China, there was a beggar. He spent his days walking the streets. He's begging for spare change until one day he encountered a wealthy man. And the wealthy man, for whatever reason, decided to help the beggar. So the wealthy man could tell the beggar was hungry, naturally. So he said, "Follow me." He said, "I shall treat you to a meal at my mansion." So they got to his mansion. The wealthy man ordered his chef to prepare a meal just as he would for any of his visiting friends. So the two of them, the wealthy man and the beggar, they ate quite well and they drank a lot of wine. The beggar had too much to drink and fell asleep. His stomach full of food, felt sleepy, he drifted off. The wealthy man observed the beggar sleeping and thought, the help that this man really needs is not the meal, but what he really needs is a way to get back on his feet financially. So he selected from among his possessions an extremely valuable pearl. So he wanted to be kind to this beggar. He wanted to do a great favor for him, but he didn't want it to be obvious. So he slipped the pearl into the beggar's left coat pocket. So the wealthy man thought to himself, there's no need for me to tell him I'm giving this to him. I don't want him to keep thanking me, So I would rather for him to just discover the pearl on his own. And that way he can use it to reestablish himself, maybe start a business using the pearl as investment and, leave the begging life far behind. So much later, the beggar woke up, thanked the wealthy man, and took his leave. So the wealthy man said goodbye to him, wished him luck. And that was the last time they saw each other for 3 years. 3 years passed, and then one day, the wealthy man got the news that there was someone at the front door, a visitor, asking for him. So the wealthy man was surprised that after 3 years, it was the beggar again at his door. So he was thinking, perhaps he has succeeded, and now he's coming back to thank me properly, to tell me all about what he had gone through. But then he was shocked when he saw that the beggar seemed worse off than before. Not better, not successful, even worse off. So out of that surprise and shock, the wealthy man said, "What happened to you? What happened to you since the last time, 3 years ago, that I saw you?" The beggar shrugged. He's like, "Well, pretty much the same thing before I met you, sir. I begged on the streets every day. The last 3 years, it's been pretty hard, but, I managed to survive." So this is not what the wealthy man wanted to hear. He thought, okay, maybe the beggar started his business with the pearl as investment, but was not able to make it successful. But now it sounded like the beggar did not start anything at all. So he grabbed the beggar by the shoulder and said, "What about the pearl? What about the pearl? What did you do with it?" The beggar said, "What pearl?" He seemed completely baffled. The wealthy man could tell the beggar really did not understand. So he calmed down and explained what he had done. He pointed to the left pocket in the beggar's coat. It was the same coat. The beggar said, "That pocket? You put a pearl in that pocket? Well, I never use it since I never have anything to put in it." So he reached in and felt something. He took it out, and there it was, the pearl that the wealthy man gave him that had been there all 3 years of his begging life. That's the story of the pearl. And as you can probably guess, this story is not really about the beggar in ancient China. It's about all of us. Not in ancient times, but here and now. The pearl is not the pearl. The pearl is the divine spark of the Tao inside of you. It's something that was given to you that you've always had. It's unlimited. It's a power that hides in your heart, just like the pearl was hiding in the pocket of the beggar. So the beggar never checked that pocket, just like most people never look within them to discover the Tao on the inside that they can use for everything. So that pearl within you is the power to choose. It's the power to pick either loss or virtue or the Tao. And the result that you get will correspond with whatever choice you make.
Our meeting has come to an end, but the journey continues on. Let us travel safely. Until next time, may the Tao fill you with peace and happiness.